Hey there, restaurant pros. David Scott Peters here, creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula and your coach. So what is a good profit margin for a restaurant? Have you been searching for this magic number? Do you want to know where you stack up against the competition? Are you worried that you're leaving a lot of money on the table, or are you just looking to make money for the first time? If you want to know what a good profit margin is for your restaurant, stay with me. I'll answer that question for you in just a moment. Hey, before I go any further, if you like tips and tricks like this, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and oh yeah, that bell so you're notified when my next video tip comes out. And if you want more tips and tricks for running a profitable restaurant or hear restaurant owner success stories, make sure you tune into my podcast, Restaurant Prosperity Formula, found on all the popular podcasting services. So you want to know what a good profit margin is for a restaurant? It doesn't matter the reason why you're searching for this answer. What you have to first understand are the two profit truths in the restaurant industry. Profit truth number one, you can't use industry averages to run your restaurant. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the National Restaurant Association, when they do all their tests, their surveys and compile all this data from restaurants that could be a pizzeria to a steakhouse, they say that the average restaurant makes a nickel to 8 cents on every dollar that comes in the door. A profit margin of 5 to 8%. Like, I don't know about you, I really don't want to get in the restaurant business to make a nickel on every dollar. There's so many challenges. It's such a tough business. It can be rewarding as all hell. But that's putting your money at risk, especially when you think about 20 years ago, Ohio State University did a study that found that 62% of all restaurants fail in the first 3 years of business. Stack up failure and 5% profit margin. Why would you want to do this? The second profit truth is something that I discovered because I've been coaching independent restaurant owners just like you since 2003, and I base my entire business on this fundamental truth that independents are running their food costs and labor costs at least 10 to 23 points above their targets. Think about it. If the National Restaurant Association says you can make a nickel to 8 cents on every dollar, and I'm telling you you're already 10 to 23 points above where you should be, can you start to put those things together that there is greater profit if you simply learn how to manage your restaurant properly? So where should your profit margins be at the end of the month or the year for that matter? Well, to give you the answer, you have to first abandon a concept, an old number called prime cost, otherwise known as controllable expenses. In the control of management, how we hire, fire, train, utilize our people, purchase product, utilize that product. It's called prime cost. Total cost of goods sold plus total labor costs, including taxes, benefits, insurance. Now, the old experts out there talk about a 65% prime cost for a full service restaurant, 60% for a quick serve. Well, I got news for you. That doesn't work anymore. Old school. Our costs are changing all the time. $15 minimum wage wasn't around. Heck, when I was a kid, it was like $2.25 was minimum wage. $15 an hour is sweeping across the country. Our product costs are going through the roof. Heck, COVID even made it worse because now there were shortages. And so our food cost is rising, our beer costs are rising, liquor costs, everything's going up. So you cannot operate off a 65% prime cost anymore. That's what the experts would say. Oh, they'd say that's for a full service restaurant, 65% total cost of goods sold, plus total labor costs, including taxes, benefits, insurance. But if you're a quick service restaurant, 60%. Again, I don't think these work. You have to abandon that. You have to understand that if you do at least $850,000 in sales, gross sales today, that your new prime cost target is 55% or under. If you're quick service, it's 60%. If you're under $850,000 a year more in sales, it's 60%. So right there, for most people, you're operating 5 to 10 points above where you should be to give you an opportunity to make money. So that means if you think about it, if the NRA is right and 5% is kind of where people mostly are, you change your prime costs, you're getting to 15%. You starting to see how I put this together? Now, look, I've literally worked with thousands upon thousands of restaurant owners, from being a restaurant coach to building a software company and having almost 600 restaurants in it before I sold it. I've seen a number of restaurants and I know what's possible. The next thing you have to do is put a budget together. A budget is critical. It's your plan for success. What systems are we going to put in place? How quickly to achieve the numbers we want? You don't magically lower your prime cost 10 points because you said, I'm going to. You might have to implement a key item tracker to prevent theft, a waste sheet to stop dumbass mistakes, a budgeting tool in order to tell your managers how much money they can spend, and they can't spend it if they're over budget without talking to you first, giving up ordering without giving up control for labor and everything you do in your business, your plan for success. Now, once you know where your prime cost targets need to be, cost of goods sold, labor, when you know line by line where you need to be, what systems you're going to put in place because you have your plan for success, you then have an understanding that basically the goal that I'm going to have for you, if you are one of my members, and really depending on what your sales volumes are, if you're, a $750,000, maybe $500,000 pizza place, sandwich shop, you're going to have less opportunity to make higher profit margins because why? You don't have enough dollars in there to drop enough pennies to make more. Now, if you're $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $10 million, your profitability can go through the roof. So depending on where your sales volumes are, I want you to hit a 15 to 20% profit margin. If you want to know what me, David Scott Peters, the restaurant expert, why I tell you this is because I've seen it done time and time again without going against your core values. We don't buy shitty product. We don't give shitty service. We don't cut corners. But there's so much opportunity in the restaurant business when you put that budget together, when you understand your targets, what's possible, all of a sudden a 15 to 20% profit margin is obtainable. Now, the key to achieving a 15 to 20% profit margin all hinges on creating your plan for success, implementing systems to achieve your new prime cost targets, and operating your restaurant to your budget. If you're tired of not being able to leave your restaurant because no one else knows how to run it, I want to make sure you know it doesn't have to be that way. You can leave your restaurant. It is possible to build a team of people who know how you want the restaurant to run. With these trained and responsible people in place, you can give yourself time away. What would you do if you had time away from your restaurant? Would you sleep better? Would your relationships improve? Would you feel more relaxed? These are all things you deserve to experience as a business owner. It's why we own our own businesses. If you would like to learn how to own a restaurant that doesn't depend on you to be successful, click the link in the description to watch a free training course that teaches you exactly what you have to do. Also, be sure to subscribe to get my weekly tips and watch these 2 videos to get more information and guidance for running a successful restaurant.